Everybody, welcome to Maxxxine Access. I'm Satoshi here, and just finished watching the movie Maxxxine. As per tradition, you can see I'm the last one to leave the theater, so let's me head on out here, and we'll get started with our review. All right, guys, thanks. All right, so where should I begin with Maxxxine? Okay, let's start off with the basics. This one is the trilogy of X, Pearl, and now Maxxxine, taking place with the centralized character Maxxxine from X, who everybody recommend watch X, Pearl, Maxxxine to kind of get more of a backstory. However, I will provide a little bit more background for you guys. So Maxxxine is a porn star in X. Her film career spans from the 70s up until the current part in the 1980s, which is where Maxxxine continues, and then we have a little bit of I guess prequel in Pearl, which kind of goes into X, Pearl, and Maxxxine. So you have to watch them in order to kind of understand the story more. So I'm trying to do the best I can without spoiling too much of it. If you know what, if you're trying to see my pattern right there. Okay, so now time for Maxxxine itself. Whew. This one, anybody that has watched my videos before knows that I love history. I like looking at the small details to see if it's accurate for the time period, and sure enough, Maxxxine delivered on every front right there. Some small details and some big details that I caught. One was the accuracy of the buses that they used in the 1980s, and let's face it, I remember riding those buses as a kid. Same style, same everything. As soon as they popped up on screen, I'm like, I know that bus well. Number two is the filming locations. One of them is at Universal Studios Hollywood, the back lot right there. Anybody that has done the studio tour knows already the famous the tour itself. 6 Point, Texas, the actual Little Europe, also where the classic movie monsters were created. And then of course we have pretty much of Hill Valley right there from the Back to the Future movies. It shows off right there. And another famous location is the Bates Motel from Psycho. So I'm pretty sure a lot of us have actually gone to the tour, gone on the sets of any of those locations, or at least seen them in other movies. So for me to see them, it's dead on accurate. However, it doesn't reflect the actual 1980s version, which there was a fire, I think in, if I remember correctly, I remember 46, 66, 86, and 96 were the fires for the actual backlot. So previously, what was there has burned down. Part of the actual set did burn down, except they rebuilt them. They rebuilt some of them, so that's why I could tell off the bat it wasn't true to the 1980s version right there. Also, some of the key stuff, some of the satellites are modern satellites. Those are not the actual CU or KU band satellites typically found in the 1980s. So the small details do count for me when it came to this movie. All right, what else can I say? Also, the fashion was spot on to the 1980s. Smoking, also spot on. I mean, typical stuff like that. That's good how they actually did the research and really brought it to life. All right, story-wise, definitely enjoyed it. Kept me, I was like, I'm wondering what's going to happen next with Maxxxine. And sure enough, it resolved from the first story of X, concluded now in Maxxxine. So definitely worth it right there, folks. What else can I say about this one? I don't know. I mean, it's a horror movie, and I love horror. This is a very subtle horror, not too much blood, not too much gore. All in all, just the right balance. And of course, typically, you know, some of the blood and gore can be a little bit cheesy. However, this one, they kept it down to where it's good enough to pass. All right, so that's good right there on that part. Now, what else? Of course, it being with the trilogy of X, Pearl, and Maxxxine. It is based. There is references to porn in there, So be prepared when you watch the movie. There are some scenes of very soft porn in there. All in all, Maxxxine is gonna get a solid 10 in my book. Definitely, I'm gonna look for this one when it comes out on Blu-ray, and to see if they have an actual collector's edition set of all 3 movies for that one. So folks, that's all I gotta say from Backstage Access. This is Satoshi. I'll see you later. Bye.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.